get this going. Let me get this. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is International Red's Fashion Experience. And the name of the show today is Stop Complaining. The reason why I did this show is because a lot of people, you understand me, especially men I know, are complaining about the women attitude, the way they act. You know what I'm saying? If you want a woman to act a certain way, you act a certain way, and then that way she won't, have anything to say. But if you're complaining and talking down on her, she looks at you as your insecurities, not hers, because you're the one trying to impress her. So you got to realize one thing. If you're trying to impress her, you do things you do to get her attention, to get her, you're campaigning. You got a campaign to get elected. And that's how you have to look at it, as you're campaigning for her attention. You dig? And I learned this years ago when I was young. I always learned that, you have to, be your best self. You know what I'm saying? You have to try to, and that's in anything you do. You don't complain about it. You try to do something about it. It's like if you're, if you're out to do a certain task, you're trying to do something. You understand me? And what you're trying to do is something that you want to influence the people, you want to impress them, then you be your best self and you be confident about it and let it go. Don't be trying to worry about what they do and what they don't do. If they accept you or they like you or they like what you did or whatever, don't worry about it. You be your best self and go on to the next one. It's like you're trying to, win them over. So if they're not impressed by you or they don't like you, then let it go, because the right one's gonna come. It might be thousands or hundreds of them that go by, and as long as you keep your same composure, keep your same formula, don't change what you're doing and how you're doing it. Keep it at that same level. You know what I'm saying? The minute you get depressed, the minute you start stressing and complaining, that's when the women are not gonna. You're sending off negative vibrations, and those negative vibrations are not gonna bring you someone that's gonna be a positive influence or be happy or be a counterpart to you. That's not going to happen, because if they're not liking you and you're not liking them and the vibes don't kick and there's some complaining and all that, let it go. You go your way, let them go their way, and let it go and let it be that. You don't be complaining to them and or anyone else. You understand me? Because you have to get that out of your mind. You got to think positive and think there's good women, they're nice, they're beautiful. She may not like me, but it's okay, because there's one that will. And just keep your faith and your confidence. Keep your faith and your confidence in check. You have to do that. You maintain your faith and your confidence. You got to keep that in check. Because the minute you lose all faith and confidence, hey, you're giving up the trip, and the right lady ain't going to come, and you're going to end up selling for something that ain't nothing. Because you're going to figure that, hey, when I got something, that beats nothing. No, you have to wait and be patient. If you know what you want and you pursue what you want, you will get it. But first you have to know what you want. If you're out there saying, oh, I just want a beautiful, tall woman, and you're short, right? Well, you'll get the right one that comes along, but you got to have more than just that one feature. You got to know what you want in her as far as interest, if she has the interest that you have, if she's in your age bracket. You got to look at all these things that's going to come along for you to be happy with her. If you're looking for a woman, that say you're looking for a young woman, she's in her 20s and 30s and you in your 60s, that ain't going to work. So don't even be pursuing that, because that's not going to work, because that's not a counterpart. The only thing going to happen on that is if you got money in your pocket, you can buy her, that'll work. But that's not a realistic relationship. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work out. It's going to be a one-sided affair, and you can't expect her to care for you or believe in you or none of that, because all she's using you for is the money you have in your pocket, not the person that you are. So you have to be realistic when it comes to that relationship. It's too much of an age gap. So you got to look at what she wants you for is your money. You understand? What else do you have to offer? Think about it. And if you're coming at her with money and you're buying everything she wants, she's going to be with you for the fact of that particular reason there, that you're buying her what she wants and you're doing the things that no one else is doing for her. So you're not really getting her in a realistic way. So for that to happen, it ain't real. You know, for the real relationship to come along, you can't force it, you can't make it. You have to wait till it comes along and be patient. You have to be patient. It took me almost 20 years to find me the right woman. But I was patient and I knew it was going to come. And along the line, until that one comes, you be around women. Be happy around women. Be around women. Don't give up on them. Don't be saying you give up on them and then you sitting with a bunch of men all the time. But you want women. But you complain about they no good, but you sitting and being with men. No, you get around women and sit and talk with them. Don't complain with them, but talk with them and go do things. Go to the show with them. Associate with them. Take them out to movies. Buy them flowers. Until you find the right one. See, you're on the right track because you're doing the right things to get your woman. And the right woman to come because you're drawing that woman to you by doing the right things toward feeding the recipe that's going to attract a woman to you. You see what I'm saying? You're doing the right things. First of all, you're being around women. See, the minute you join the boys club and let the women go, that's not good. That's not good. You have to spend time with women, being around women until you get the right woman. You have to. Because if you don't, you know what's going to happen? You're going to lose your edge and you're going to give up on women because you're going to be around other people that you're associated with that ain't got no woman and they ain't trying to get no woman. Because all they doing is sitting around there with you, and by you and them together, you content and peaceful and a content in mind being by yourself without women. And that's what's going to mess you up because you end up being your whole life without a woman because the people you're with are not trying to get women. They don't have no interest in women. They didn't gave up on women. You don't want to be around people like that. You can't be around people like that because the vibrations and the communication and all that is not going to come because their energy is running women off, not drawing them to them, because they don't want women. They didn't made up in their mind years ago that they don't want to be involved with a woman. You understand? So they don't want the relationship, but you do want the relationship. So you got to think otherwise, and you have to be around other people that are men that like women, men that want to attract women, men that are talking and being in relationships, going out on dates, things like that, going out on dates and pursuing, a woman. Not just talking to a woman on the corner and she don't give you a number and then you get mad. No, you have to really, really, really be involved. Talk to that woman. If you get her number, you take her out on a date. Or you ask her while you're talking to her, you're beautiful. I'd like to take you out to dinner. Can we all have coffee or whatever, something like that. But you got to be, realistic. You can't be, out there playing games with the woman. You know what I mean? Asking a woman things, sexual, explicit detours like you're only interested in sex. You gotta have a personality, and you gotta have a interest, something that will attract that woman to you. You gotta have a conversation, to draw her into you. If you have a one-track mind, or you talking about a sex or getting her in bed, that ain't gonna get it. Woman, that draws a woman away too. You gotta have more things of interest to that woman. Take her out to a play. Take her out to see certain movies that's out now that she might be interested in. You got to be up on that. Read the paper, find out what's current events, what's going on now in the world, and have something to talk about. Be able to talk about the things that's going on in America right now. And then talk to her about it. And then, if she likes you, you'll know it. You'll know it right away if she likes you. If she don't like you, you'll know that right away. Then you go to the one that likes you. And then you take your time and get to be friends first, and then the relationship later. When you're her friend, you find out then what you and her like to do, what you and her like to do together, and what you and her don't like to do. But don't complain about none of that. Don't let them complain. And that's just in the relationship field. In other fields, as far as your regular friends, the people that you're regular around, don't complain to them. When you're with your regular friends, because all that negative energy that you complain and people don't want to be around you because you're complaining, that's not good. Because first of all, nobody wants to be around somebody that's complaining. You keep your opinions to yourself. They're not the therapists. They're not the ones that can help you. So you don't need to complain to them. If you have a problem, you go to a therapist or you go somewhere where you can get therapy, and something like that could help you. You know, that's who you complain to. You don't go to your friends that are happy in life, that are living their best life, and complaining about you're not what you're not doing. Your life ain't right for you. Life can be what you want it to be. You got a good income. You got money. You understand? You know. And you know, I mean, you got everything going for you. So therefore, all you have to do, when you have that going for you, is get around the right people that will accept you and like you. That's all you have to do. But you have to change your attitude. Your attitude is not going to get you nowhere. Complaining is not going to do nobody no good when you complain. Complaining is not an attribute that anyone needs to be around. And nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to be around it. And those that be complaining, I get away from them fast. I don't even have time for them. When somebody complaining to me, I get away from them. I don't contribute to the complaint. When I was at the office down there, I used to listen to people because they would be buying my movies or doing what they're doing, and they would get things from me, so then I would listen to them. Because then the complaining had a place, and I would be like a semi-therapist to them. You know, when they would come to me, ask me about different things, I would listen to them and see what they had to say. You know, most of the time, the people that did all the complaining and was mean and mad, I'd be quiet, because what they would be doing would be sucking up my energy, and I felt happy and I was blessed. So I didn't want to hear all that, you understand? So I got away from them quick, you understand, because what they were saying, what they were doing, didn't mean me no good. It didn't mean me any good at all. You know, I was the one that didn't need to hear it. You know, I didn't want to hear it, you understand, because I felt like it wasn't doing me no good. You know? And when it ain't doing you no good, you understand me? And you in a relationship. You understand? And you know yourself that what you're doing and what you're about, you know what I mean, it's good, it's meant and it's good for you. You dig? You know what I mean? You blessed, and you know that you're blessed, and you try to stay on point, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you don't want that negativity and that negative energy around you. You don't need it. You don't want it. You don't need it. And you're not going to put up with it. You dig? You understand me? And you're not going to put up with it. Yeah, there we are. We're on the hit list. We're on the hit list. But like I say, whatever you do, don't complain. Stop complaining. You know what I mean? Feel optimistic. Feel happy. Do what you do. Go out there and live your best life. Every day is a great day. If you're walking and you got 2 feet and you're walking and you understand me, and you got shoes on your feet, you understand me, and you got clothes on your back, you understand, and you got a place to stay, and you eat and sleep in bed, you ain't got nothing to complain about. As far as getting a woman and being with a woman, that's something that you just have to go out there and do. The right one will come along, you understand me? When it's time, the time is right, the right one will come along. You ain't got to be out there fighting and looking for it. It'll come when the time is right. You know, you get yourself together. Try to keep concentrating on you. As long as you loving yourself and concentrating on loving you, a counterpart will come along that you can love too. It just takes time, that's all. But as long as you loving yourself, man, you got to get yourself together. And the man upstairs, God knows when you're ready for him to bring you a woman, put a woman in your life. He'll do it when the time is right. Before you won't even know it, but the time will be right. And he'll bring that woman in your life, and that'll be the one that you want. That'll be the one for you. You know, it might not be the one you're looking for, but it's the one you're going to get. And it is the one you want, because when you once get her in your life and you find out how you guys get along, you love being around her, you know what I mean? You got things you guys like doing together. You know what I mean? Then you'll find out that that's the one for you. And she came out of nowhere, right? And she's liking you and you liking her. But she got at you. You understand? You dig? That's the one for you, the one that wants you. You know, it's not always the one you be chasing and running after. You know, that ain't the one. No, that ain't the one. She's too young for you. She's this, she's not that. The one that's going to come is going to be the right one. And you'll know it when you see it. You may not believe it. But when you get it, you'll achieve it and you'll say, oh, wow. You know what I'm saying? That's how it happens. You never know. You be all your life looking at hunting and fishing and looking for the woman. And the right one might be right there. You know. You know, the 2 best women I ever had in my life came out of, I mean, they came, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared. Walking down the street both times. Walking down the street both times. I was walking down the street. And they came out of nowhere. Bam, they came out, and I had something to say. The one I got it, she got at me, and the other one I got at her. But the point of it is that it happens like that. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. If you're down and you look good and you're dressing and being your best, and you're smelling pretty good, you're looking good. That's all you have to do is just look good and be clean, fresh and clean. And man, a woman is going. That's the least you got to worry about. Is getting yourself together, keep money in your pocket. You understand me? And a person and a good attitude, you're gonna be all right. When you pressure getting in a relationship and you pressure it, and you do it, man, that ain't the way to do it. You don't do that. You don't pressure. You let it happen. And it happens when the right time. When it's the right time, when things are right. When your life is together, you're not drinking, you're not getting high, you're not doing none of those things. Then you got time for that relationship because you're not messing up. When you got your life together, then you get you a woman. When you give up on women, man, that's the last you could do is give up on a woman. That's your counterpart. That's what makes you happy. When you don't have one and you try to make happiness out of not being with a woman, like some people I know, they spend time with men all the time, going out, buying them this, buying them that. No, you don't do that. Spend that money on time with a woman. You know what I mean? Money you spend on men, you can spend on a woman, and you'll be much happier because that's what you're supposed to do. You ain't got, what you doing, what you spending money on men for? What you getting out of that? You ain't getting nothing out of that. You understand? You get satisfaction out of feeding somebody? No, you think you getting satisfaction. Because you're not getting what you really need. What you're getting is gratitude. They appreciate it, and some of them don't appreciate it, but you're doing it anyway. Because you call yourself feeling good about it. No, that don't work either. That don't work. You don't feel good giving somebody that's not appreciating you spending money on them. You do not appreciate that. That is not, they making a fool out of you? No, you don't appreciate that. You want to justify it by saying you like what you're doing. You're not. So what you need to do is get away from them and get around some women and spend money on them and watch the gratification you get back. Because a woman will show appreciation. She will give you sex. She will give you and you ain't got to marry the woman. You just have to spend time with her. You'll get something back. You understand? And what I mean by that, that'll make you happy. That'll be your your gratification as far as, being with the woman. You ain't got to be all the way in a committed relationship with her. Just be around women and other women to come around, and then you'll be in a situation to where you'll be on the right page. When you lose your balance and you lose your edge being around women because you have a subconscious hate for them, because you figure they out to get you when they really not. But you figure that, you look at it like that, that's a bad way to feel. But if you feel that way and you want to be around men, that's okay. That's your thing. But as long as you're not complaining, then that's okay. You're on a better page than some other people. As long as you're doing that and you're not complaining about it, then it's good. But when you complain and you're not happy doing what you're doing, then that's when it's a bad situation. That's when you need to change whatever you're doing and do something else. Don't be around the ones that's not showing appreciation. Don't buy them nothing. Buy the people that you want to feed. If you want to be a helper, help people that appreciate your help. Don't help people that are not appreciating what you're doing, because they're just making a fool out of you, whether you know it or not. And you need to stop doing it. Because if they're not feeding you or doing nothing for you, then don't do nothing for them. And being selfish is okay. There's nothing wrong with being selfish. You know what I mean? As long as you're doing things for yourself, you're loving you, and that's good. Because as long as you're taking care of yourself, that's what counts. And if you're going to take care and help anybody else, do it to ones that appreciate it. If they don't appreciate it, don't do it to them. And if you're helping a woman and doing something for her, there's nothing wrong with that, whether you call it or they're making a fool out of you. No, as long as you're getting something out of it. If you're getting something out of it and you let that woman know, hey, I'm doing this for you, but hey, you do something for me, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Because men and women are going to be together and they're going to spend on each other. That's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with you spending money on a woman. There's nothing wrong with that. What's the problem when you spend money on men? That's the problem, not when you spend money on a woman. Nothing wrong with that. So when you say you ducking women because you're scared of the relationship, No, it's nothing wrong with you spending money on a woman. It's something wrong with ducking a relationship because that's going to happen anyway because man and woman are meant to be together. That's just the way it is. Unless you're gay, then man and man belong together. But if you're not gay, then you're supposed to be with a woman. As simple as that. If you are gay, then you be with a man, and that's cool. You be with the man that want to be with a man. But you know what I mean? Then you stay away from the ones that don't. It's simple as that. And it's a simple recipe. The recipe is simple, you understand? But complaining is not necessary. It's just getting away from those that you don't want to be around and getting around those you want to. Simple as that. It's not no need to be complaining. Because you are in charge. You're in charge of your life. You do what you have to do. You're the one in charge. So you don't complain. You take charge and do what you have to do to make your life where you'll be happy or where you'll be satisfied. You don't have to necessarily be happy because that might be far-fetched to you. But just be satisfied. You understand me? Because you have to work on yourself to be happy. It ain't nobody else going to determine that. You know what I mean? They're not going to have nothing to do with your happiness. You determine that, you understand? When you out there looking for somebody else to make you happy, that ain't going to happen. You know what I mean? You might be satisfied with the outcome in the situation that you're in. That's okay. But that's not happiness. But happiness is where on the other end, But just try to get satisfied. Be satisfied with the people you're around, Because I'm not going to be around them. I'm not going around those people that I'm not satisfied, that I know that they're out for themselves and they all, they're not doing nothing for me. I don't need to be around them. I'll go on a field trip with these people and do certain things with them, but I'm not going to be hanging around doing that, no. I got far better things to do. I look after me. I go to the gym. I do what I have to do, you understand me, to make my life complete, to make me happy, And I got a complete life. I'm happy in my life because I got a woman, you understand me, and I got everything I need, and I'm working on it. I'm keeping that in check, It's not like I got something to complain about, like being around people that are complaining. I wouldn't feel right because I'm happy. I'm happy. I don't have nothing to complain about. But when you're around people that are complaining, then you must be complaining right with them. Otherwise, why would you be around those people that are complaining? Talking about women ain't this, women ain't that. No. It's never the woman, it's you. It's not never the woman, it's you. You're the one complaining. You're the one not happy. They not complaining. They getting what they want, they doing what they want to do. So if that's not the type of woman that you want or the type of friends you want to be around, then you change friends. You change the people you associate with. You don't associate with them. If you're going to complain about them, you don't associate with them. You get around other people that can make your life more satisfactory. I'm not saying they're going to make you happy, but they'll make you more satisfied. Because you have to determine your happiness. You have to be in charge of that. But they can make you satisfied as far as being around people that are not complaining. Being around people that are talking more about what you want to talk about. The things you want to, determine your life around, the way you want your life to be. You have to be around the people that, make you happy. And you have to be the one to determine that happiness and that sadness. You got to be on the right page. As long as you do that, man, you're on the right hit. You got to be on the hit list. You got to know how to be on the hit list. Well, I got 8 minutes. I still got time to talk. Because I am a boss, you understand me? And I'm going to tell you something. You have to look at your life. You have to look at what's right. You have to look at things in a way. You have to look at things in a way that make you happy. You have to look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to get in a situation, man, where you do your thing, when you do your thing, you're doing it to a point to where, you have to be the one to determine what you do and who makes you, and who you want to be around. A lot of people don't like to be by themselves. They like to be around other people that are in the same situation they're in. Even though it might not be consciously, but even subconsciously, people want to be around other people. If they don't have no mate, they want to be around other people that are doing the same thing they're doing by themselves. You know, and what they do, they end up attracting, that energy is not there, so they ain't gonna get no woman because they sit around at a table and complain about different things. You know, it's not just one complainer, it's a bunch of complainers. They all be together because they have to have somebody co-sign their complaint. Somebody got to complain with them. If they by themselves, they're not gonna complain because you know why? They got to have somebody listen to them. You know, you dig? So if you're not listening to the complaint and you want to talk about something positive, something uplifting, then you have to be the one to guide the conversation when you're around the people. You know, because if I'm around people and they complaining, I'm gonna get up and go. I'm only gonna be there. I'm gonna change. What I'm gonna do is, being who I am, I'm gonna change the subject to something more positive. So when I'm around, there ain't no more complaining. But if you go around those people and they're always complaining, right? Every time you go around them, you guide the conversation to something positive. If you're not the one to be complaining, and you don't want to be around complainers, you guide the conversation to something positive. You start talking about how beautiful the weather is today, how good you feel, you know what I mean? You want to go to the park, sit up at the park, you understand me, and enjoy, you know, watch the people ice skating. You know, it don't cost money to get around people with good vibrations. And when you sit at the park, if you want a woman or whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to enjoy, if you see a pretty woman, you say something complimentary to her. And hey, if not, keep your mouth closed and just enjoy the scenery, enjoy the view. The point is, whatever you want to do, you can do it. You in charge of your destiny. You're in charge of the movie that go on your screen in your head, in your mind. You look and see what you want to see, you know, and you enjoy it. You don't complain. You enjoy the beautiful day, and you enjoy the scenery, and you do it like that. You know, you don't going to the park, and you go to the park and you start complaining about it's cold outside. You know, these people, they you know, you don't want to say nothing to them because they're not going to respond. You don't think these thoughts in your mind. You think beautiful thoughts. You think optimistic. You think it's a beautiful day. You're going to look at the pretty smiles on some of these beautiful people's face. And you do it like that. Me, the way I dress and the way I look, I'm always attractive, the best out of people. I always make people smile. I always make people happy because that's the vibration and the energy I project. I project positive energy. So that's going to come back to me, you understand? Positive energy and positiveness. It always reflects back to me because I bring that energy out to them. You see? As long as you do that and you project that positive energy, it's going to come back to you. And that's how you have to look at things. You have to look at things through that type of screen in your mind. You have to feel that way and look that way. Because that's the only way you're going to win. You dig? I got 2 or 3 minutes left. You know, that's how you have to do it. You understand? You have to look at it like, you know, I'm going to lead this show. I'm going to be head of my destiny. And whatever I want to do, I'm going to draw that energy. I'm going to draw that positive energy. That's what I'm going to draw. You dig? I'm going to make sure to bring that to the people. You know what I'm saying? And I'll bring that energy to them. You understand? And that's how I look at it, you dig? You know, you have to look at it a certain way in order to be happy. You have to be happy by yourself before you be happy with someone else. And you can't worry about other people, how they feel and how they react to you. You just have to be your best self. And if there's someone likes you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. And you don't worry about it. You just be your best self and you stay happy by yourself. And then someone else will come in your life that'll contribute to the happiness that you already have. If you already have the happiness in your life, then you're not going to be complaining about life because you know you run your life. You're the leader. You're the captain of your ship. You're the one that runs your show. No one else. They don't determine. They could enter your life and make you more happy, but they can't, you know, come in your life and make you happy or not. No. You're going to already have happiness on the table. And then the right person will come in your life because they'll come to your vibrations. Your beautifulness will come through. And when the beautiful happiness that you have in your life comes through, then what they'll do is they'll enter your life and bring happiness to you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of my show. That's International Red's Fashion Experience. I'm ambassador to the game. And I'm an inspiration to people in life because I am a motivational speaker and a life coach. And I'll teach you how to be happy because happiness is on the menu.